Yeah, this is an ongoing battle. I'm dropping that other subject. I had so there's stuff that I put on YouTube and there, you know, there are times whenever I'll basically sit there and talk, kind of to myself. It seems like, but what I'm really doing is I'm talking to the metaphysical. I'm talking to the angels and everybody out there. I'll basically give them a rundown of pretty much my state and basically give a counter argument to Satan and uh, kind of give a kind of a show kind of my assumption of what's going on, similar to this, but I did it for about an hour and a half. Um, some people could see that as a method of prayer. It's like that, but prayer is more you pray to God and you give what you're thinking about. And it is sort of the same sort of cathartic thing. Um, so you discuss it. Um, the thing to do is if you're under pressure and you've got work to do and stuff like that, um, then when you pray, just pray briefly because God already knows all the situation. So there's no point in drawing it out. But if you're trying to deal with it psychologically, then you can be excessive. You can do all that stuff. It isn't like God's going to say, well, this, then that. Okay, I understand, but actually, God already knows. It's really when you're doing that and you're talking to yourself, you're basically hearing yourself thinking and contemplating and managing the thought. And you can either do that if you can't do that with audio, if you can't do that with recording, or contemplate it, or go out to the outside, walk around, do some mowing, think about it, write it down on a whiteboard or on a piece of paper. Just sit there and manage it that way. Because if you sit there and just dwell on it all the time, it's you're not going to be able to do anything productive. So the best thing to do, it's kind of the Burning Man effect, is basically you throw it into old man thing and then you set it on fire. You burn your bridge with the idea. And so that's the world. Pretty much the secular society is using Burning Man as to do the same sort of cathartic thing that you do with prayer. Um, and so they're not worshiping Burning Man. And what they're doing is they're taking all of their what they basically do is they have like a room at Burning Man, and everybody takes all of the things that, like, people that have died that they can't let go of, and things that they're trying to relinquish control of, and they stuff it into this room, and that goes up in the fire that goes with Burning Man. And that's part of that kind of celebration. What it is it's really somebody's idea of how to deal with uh, all this unnecessary concern that goes off in the world. And it's not, I would say to people that it's not what you think. It's not it's not praying to God. It's not setting the thing on fire as a sort of a thing like you're um, you're worshiping some god or something. It's nothing like that. All it is it's just a celebration with a cathartic approach to dealing with regret and all the things that kind of plague you. It's about letting go. It's about relinquishing control. which is what people do with prayer. It's relinquishing control. It's saying, I can't deal with this, and you leave it to a higher power to deal with, and then you just go off and do your own thing. Uh, you, and if you ever let yourself think about that thing, you say, I left that long ago. I burned that up with that man. You know, that's the idea with Burning Man. And but the thing that the people in Burning Man don't realize is that if you're somebody who's disabled, going to Burning Man is quite a difficult affair because it really it requires it just does there's just the infrastructure necessary for dealing with people um, that have accessibility limitations is not going to be much fun for them unless there are services there to satisfy them. This all of this planning and how they deal with that thing every year. And COVID's what it's done is it's driven Burning Man into AltSpace VR, which is Microsoft's platform. So that's kind of where it's kind of existing now, and so people do something similar inside of VR. It's not quite as quite as interesting, but it's kind of like this is how we can deal with this. And I look at every technology that we're dealing, every technology we have, everything that we have as either being used for good or bad. And I'm just trying it when with this video thing. If you get these videos, and Satan's going to try to distract you from ever getting to the videos, which is fine with me. The person who do get to it, maybe just one person does. If if this is everything's real out, if I'm actually getting to people and these people are real people and not what I think is that I'm not being sandboxed or anything, um, because there's a lot, you know, just with a schizophrenic or something, you're trying to separate what are demons from other stuff. But I'm not delusional. I know I'm not seeing people and I'm not hearing voices. All I'm just super sensitive to details in the world, and um, it's like my brain is hypersensitive, and in that I can pick out stuff that is very strange, and I diagnose it. And so I think in a sense I'm kind of like a very large I'm like a very large T cell, or I'm a part of the immune system of the world, of people, and I'm trying to help people recognize the cancer around, and what and help them understand kind of what's going on. And I'm also dealing with my own issues and wondering if this is all real, or. But for me, it's novelty. It's mystery, novelty. It boils down to fun, because in the end, you just have to realize you have zero control over the world and over other people. The all at best, all you can do is just put a message down, throw it in a bottle, and just disown it, throw it out into the water, and hope someone gets it. And that's really kind of all I'm doing, is throwing messages into bottles and throwing them out in the ocean. And I'm kind of on an island by myself to some extent. And I think we're all on our own islands. It's just like that song, that Police song, message in the bottle. And then in the end of the song, which is really kind of a fun, cool idea, is that he goes out and he realizes there are all these people out there that are also in the same situation, because what washes up on the shore are bunches and bunches of bottles with messages in them. It's, it's a great song. I love, you know, Sting has a lot of, he has a, he has a pretty good imagination. And, you know, that's, that's kind of what the world needs is people with imagination and that can create content that can help people deal with um, the turmoil in the world because there's because the thing to realize is, and I point this out, that the reason why Minecraft is so popular with children is because they have no control. It's the only place where they have any kind of control. It's just like their toys. Their toys, that's where their imagination goes. They listen to things. Their imagination goes there. Their imaginary world is the world where they have the capacity to be the person they are, and we all need something of that in we all have to have hobbies, and we all do that sort of thing. Um, but I used to think that it was just, but if you think deeply enough about stuff, you start to come to the realization. Uh, you can't come to the realization of how things work and how to cope with things. Okay,